To have a script or not to have a script? That is the ultimate question. And I'm going to answer that in this video.
Look, insurance sucks. I'll just make it suck less.
How's it going, everyone? It's Brad Hannon again, coming at you live.
You are looking live.
Well, not live, but coming at you with another video to help you polish your skills, make more sales, and ultimately make more money while you're out there selling health insurance.
Dollar bills, y'all.
That's right. Specifically to under 65, by the way. Specific to the under 65 market. But hey, this might help you in Medicare. It's helped me. So today I want to talk about something that can be argued both sides, right? I'm really kind of partial to one over the other, but I'm seeing the other side of it, right? With a new project I've been working on with a very scripted process and seeing both sides of it. I want to talk about whether you should have a script or not, right? Whether you should have a script or you shouldn't have a script. And, you know, to talk about this, I really got to define, first of all, that we're talking about an independent agent, okay? Not an employee, not a W-2, not somebody that's in a call center. We're talking about independent agents out there that are selling under 65, whether it be ACA or private. So very specific niche. This is the niche that I, believe I'm mostly talking to. Hey, listen, by the way, if you're watching this channel and you're not selling under 65 in the private or ACA space, comment below, just let me know that I do have some Medicare or life agents out there watching, because I come across more and more people that are like, yeah, man, I'm selling Medicare, but I've watched your content for a while. In fact, I talked to somebody the other day. He's like, I'm selling Medicare, but your videos have helped me so much. And I'm like, do you even sell under 65 health? And he goes, no. I go, what the hell are you doing watching my channel? It's crazy, but that's awesome to hear. Maybe I need to gear some more content around medical sales, Medicare sales as well, and some things that may be specific to that. So if you're not selling under 65, drop a comment below. Let me know, just what you're up to. Maybe you're selling moving services. What was what the guy said the other day? Anyways, what were we talking about? Scripting or not scripting. You can tell that I'm not a big script guy. This video is not scripted, believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
But specific to that niche, right, in the independent world, I believe that you don't need a script. You need a call flow. You need an intro, right? You need an opener. You need the first couple minutes of that call. And then you need a skeleton framework for building fact finding, building rapport, and then getting into a presentation. So it should go something like this. Intro. Hey, how's it going? My name is Brad Hannon, the health insurance broker. I work with people just like yourself who are paying way too much for their coverage, right? Just an intro, just something that hooks people, something that gets people interested to talk to you. Right? I don't believe you need that whole thing scripted out, because once you have it scripted out, you start to read from it, you lose some of the tonality. Although once you've done it enough, you can add the voice inflections and things like that. But just the simple one-liner, one-sentence opener to get you into the call flow. Rapport building, I've always done. Fact finding, which also you can build rapport during you're building rapport during the fact finding. I've always used, like a gather worksheet, right? That has zip code, date of birth, medications, who's covered on the plan, husband, wife, family, current insurance, just some bullet points that you're going to hit on that it can be conversational. So it's not scripted, right? So that it's not mundane, so that you can bounce around a little bit, right? Oh yeah, here you have a baby crying in the background. So obviously we're looking for coverage for you and the family, right? That may come if you have a script, okay? And you're like, okay, what is your zip code? Okay, what is your date of birth? And then there's a baby crying in the background. Okay, who's covered? Well, me, my baby, it just allows you to be more fluid in the process. If you can say, hey, what's going on? This is Brad Hannon, the health insurance broker. I'm reaching out because I work with people just like yourself who are paying way too much for their coverage. And then, wow, there's a baby crying. I don't know why the baby crying in the background thing's the example, but there's a baby crying in the background and you're like, hey, looks like we're looking for coverage for not just yourself, but maybe you have a family, huh? Is that your baby? And then you're starting a conversation, okay? You're not getting way off the rails, straight line system, okay? It's okay to go zigzag a little bit, but we don't want to get way over here. We want to keep it tight, point A to point B. And so the skeleton framework. So now we're into the fact find. You've got your bullet points, the things you're hitting on. Presentation. Okay, this is getting into, actually what you've found based on the fact that, hey, based on everything that you've shared with me here, it looks like there are some options for you. Now, keep it under 3. Okay, I like 1 or 2. Keep it under 3. I like 1 or I like, yeah, whatever. Keep it simple. Don't overload them with options, but you're getting into that presentation, and that's where I love my framework, okay? The framework that I've preached a million times. Hopefully you've watched that video. Maybe Eric will be nice enough to link it below, but it's my presentation, right? And it goes day-to-day, accidents, and major medical, right? Day-to-day, doctors, it's prescriptions. Accidents, what happens on this plan if you broke your neck, you fell out of a tree, climbing a tree, or maybe you know, I don't know, doing something crazy. What happens in an accident? And then what happens in the worst case scenario on the plan that we've built for you, right? So that framework, again, allows you to be fluid, allows you to be flexible in your conversation and not sound too robotic. So if you ask me script or no script, I say no script, but maybe a little bit of script because you're going to have the framework. So the intro written out or memorized, the fact find gathering worksheet, whatever that looks like for you. I've got some examples. In fact, you shoot me an email, I'm happy to send you some of the things that I would recommend. Your presentation, which, you know, for me has always been, this piece of paper's got a bunch of stuff on it, but we'll go with this little sliver over here. For me, the framework for my presentation has always been me just writing as I'm talking, day-to-day, accident, and major medical or worst case scenario, right? So it's always been just a little simple piece of paper right next to my desk, right next to where I'm at. As I'm getting in that presentation. So, Mr. Eric, there are 3 things, right? I did find some plans for you. Looks like you've got some great options. Remember, we're going into open enrollment. It's the time for one call closes, baby. Don't be scheduling appointments. You got them on the phone. Get through your intro, get in that fact find, locate some plans for them, and get them into that plan. You've got your piece of paper next to you. Okay, Mr. Eric, great news. It does look like I've found some plans for you. I want to cover some of the basics of the plan because I think it's going to be a really great fit for you. But to do so, I want to let you know that there's really 3 things that we're looking for when we're looking at health coverage for you. Okay, and 3 things that you should be looking for, by the way. And one is the day-to-day. The first thing is your day-to-day. Why is it first? Because I know it's important to you. However, it's not the most important thing because you don't have coverage so you can go to the doctor all the time, right? You usually have coverage for the big stuff, okay? And big stuff happens in the event of accidents. That's the second thing we're going to talk about. We're going to cover the day-to-day. Is your doctor in network? All that. We're going to touch on those things. The second is going to be accidents. And then the third is going to be the major medical, like what's the worst case scenario on this plan? And we'll cover that in about 10 to 15 minutes, Mr. Eric. Does that sound good? Great. So the first thing is day-to-day. You know, I know you mentioned you like Dr. Smith, and it looks like the 2 plans we found for you, Dr. Smith is in network, so that's great. Great news, doctor's in network. Looks like you'd have a $20 copay for your primary care. Now, your specialist would be $40. Boom, we built in some additional accident coverage. Bam! Before you know it, you close the sale on the first call in under 35, 40 minutes. Now you're ready to move on to the next one. So again, to script or not to script, I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. Listen, I hope that helps. Definitely check out the linked video about the presentation. It's going to help you big time. I can't stress enough. That presentation has closed millions of dollars of sales, not just me, but my entire team and those out there that use it. Hey, if you're using it, drop a comment. Let me know that you're using that script or you're using that flow in your presentations. I'd love to hear from you.
I'm a health insurance hustler. Bradley Hannon's the name. I'm here to